Hey, it turned out to be kind of a rough and tumble morning over the crossroads and further south in our own coastal Bend area where wind gusts exceeded 50 miles an hour in many locations. There was a lot more rain up to the north of us, but around here, the coastal zones got the bulk of the precipitation. This evening, it's all cleared out. We're looking at 88 degrees under mostly sunny skies in Kingsville with an east-northeast wind at 13 miles an hour. We also made it up to 88 at Corpus Christi International, and look at that peak gust of 56 miles an hour. Only had 2/100ths of an inch of rain there. Quite a bit more rain along the immediate coastline where that squall line was a little bit more potent as far as rain output, 2 to 3/10ths of an inch in our coastal zones. But it's all gone by the wayside now, and you can see that's all drifted out well into the Gulf of Mexico, and that's where it's going to stay, move away from us. In its wake, we've got temperatures in the 70s and 80s in most parts of the Lone Star State, and even 90 degrees in Del Rio. In fact, if we look across our own neck of the woods, 89 in Alice, that's a warm spot, but it's middle to upper 80s in many locations, only 79 in Port Aransas. Water temp at Malaquita is 81 degrees, but it's much, much drier than it has been over the last couple of days, with the dew points only in the 40s and 50s, except for the immediate coastline and further south. Well, you're not getting much of a heat index penalty as a result of the dry air, and that's the good news from that. That'll continue through your day tomorrow. Winds become fairly light, and another beautiful day on your Thursday. Lots of sun, temperatures only in the lower to middle 80s, but by Friday, late in the day Friday, we see that southeasterly wind really starting to pump moisture back in, and you know what that means. More warm nights, and ultimately we're going to see warmer days as well. As the high pressure moves on off to the east, that's what you're going to see, the return moisture and a little bit more heat as we go through the weekend. So we'll be looking at 90-degree temperatures over the weekend, but by next week, well, you have to wait till Wednesday to get any decent rain, and that's not going to be very much. So it's going to be dry after this for the next week or so. It's that upper level ridge continues to be the dominant factor over our area, and so that's going to mean gradually warming temperatures and gradually increasing dew points. And as a result of that, well, you're going to start feeling heat index next week. Tonight, though, a beautiful night with the low in the lower 60s, and then warming tomorrow into the middle 80s. Just gorgeous out there. And as you move on through the weekend, well, the heat comes back, as I mentioned. No rain coming back, at least until next Wednesday. That's the way it looks right here in the Coastal Bend.